Happy Saturday morning, my friends. I wanted to do a follow-up on my video yesterday. I know that my subject matter can be a little bit far out sometimes. I know I talk about stuff that is just so way out there, like, multiple timelines and dimensions, and uh, there's no such thing as death. And I'm not entirely sure that in the very near future we won't be seeing people who pass through different dimensions. Anyway, I know I talk about a lot of far out stuff, but I've been sharing with you guys that I started Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I started it for the discipline of it, and I really enjoy the sport. However, there was this other element of me being able to learn how to move things with my mind. And so I've been practicing I've been practicing doing that. So the other day I went on a hike and I picked up a rock. Well, actually, it was super interesting. I collect heart-shaped rocks. I think you guys know that because or maybe some of you do. I have this whole bowl filled with these heart-shaped rocks that I've been collecting over the years. I mean, I have them everywhere. And in my usual form, I was hiking a couple weekends ago, and I was picking up these rocks, and what I was starting to notice was they were, okay, I'm sorry, this is far out, so keep an open mind, that they were kind of like speaking to me in a way, like, and so I had picked one up and I had later dropped it, and it seemed really upset that it got dropped. I mean, it really did seem upset that rock got dropped. But anyway, so I get to the top of the place that I hike, and I sit down and I meditate. I try to meditate every time I go to the top, and I pick up a rock, a very, very small rock, and I put it in my hand, and I was trying to have it just go to my other hand. I was trying to have it just transfer to my other hand. And honestly, what kept coming to mind for me during this whole exercise was volition. Like the thing that is being moved, there's an agreement about it being moved. So, then yesterday I had done this video about this person that had been able to see after going to one of Dr. Dispenza's workshops, just one day at one of his workshops. This man was able to see without his glasses, and then it was reminding me of Jesus and the man and who was blind, and if he really wanted to see. So what is coming to mind for me is that the belief is everything. The belief is everything, absolutely everything. Like for example, when the woman came to Jesus and touched him, and it's my understanding that there were people around him, and this woman just reached out and touched him, and he turned around and he said, "Who touched me?" And there was this woman, and he said, "Your faith has healed you. It was your faith that healed you." And I'm not entirely sure about the validity or the truth about this, but Jesus didn't say, "I healed you." He said, "Your faith healed you." So, it's our belief in everything that is the key. Our belief that we ask and it is given. It is always given. And us having so much belief in it that it comes into our physicality. so that we can actually see it. I've talked like quite a bit about like us losing things, and this happens for me. I lose stuff and I can't find it. I feel really, really certain it's there, but I actually cannot see it. And Abraham Hicks would say that I can't see it because my belief that it is lost is greater than my belief that it is there. And so I can't see it. But as soon as I just let it go, I find it. You know how that happens? It's like when you stop worrying about it. I so for my occupation right now, I go to people's homes and I coach parents on how to raise strategies for their child's development. And I have this one family, and there's three different things that are going on. So they have three different pots that they're focused on, and we've been focusing mostly on one of them. The second one, a little bit, and the third one, not at all. But recently, the third one has become like this big, it has just really come to the forefront. So it's like, if they're pots on a stove, issue 1 and issue 2 are on the back burner, and issue 3 is like right centermost. And the interesting thing that has happened is that pot number 1 and pot number 2 have improved. And I just think that's so interesting that like when we let go of a certain, even in some way, like if we let go of the process of how it's going to come about, if we just let go and really enjoy our lives, we have the capacity to change the outcome by just the allowing of it to just be. So anyway, I'm totally distracted because something just popped on my screen, and so if you see me poking, I was poking something off that had popped on my screen. But anyway, so the sum of this is that it has to do with the believing, and when we sign up for a conference because we believe that we will be changed by it. There is this belief, and so when we go to the conference, we are changed because of our belief about that particular scenario having an impact on our lives. And so absolutely everything has to do with belief. And I wanted to share one quick story before I leave. So I have had an ongoing issue with my homeowners association. And they had sent me something recently. They wanted to repair something at a lot of the different condos where I live, and it was going to cost, say, $185. But I was like, okay, I'm good with that. So I had given the okay for it to be fixed. Now, every time I think about my homeowners association, I have negativity. I have a lot of negativity. But I've been using Abraham Hicks. I've been trying to think positive things. I've been trying to turn this around for years. I've lived here for about 7 years, and I have been trying to turn this around for 7 years. So they had done this repair, and I knew that the bill was coming, and I have been it's been on my mind. Just, okay, how am I going to pay that bill and my homeowners association fees? So yesterday I got the infamous, invoice for paying for this repair, and I was utterly amazed at how nice the letter was to start out with. That it was a really, really nicely written, polite letter, and it was 110 instead of 185. And I'm showing this to my son, who's sort of been in this process with me. So I'm showing this to my son, and I'm just sitting there in utter amazement about how this is unfolding. And I look up, and 1111 is on the stove. Those of you who have been following me for a while know that 1111 is a really, really significant number for me. So the universe, God, whatever's out there, just keeps, never fails to amaze me. I am just a lot of times in utterly seventh heaven. But anyway, I hope you all have a nice Saturday. I'm going to the farmer's market. I love you. Bye.